Good morning, everybody. Let me just try and go live over on the Instagram. There we go. There we go. You are now live. Yes, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday, the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July to all the Americans watching. I mean, I know you're here in your droves. To my niece and anybody else that's in America and is celebrating the 4th of July, I wish you a very happy day. For us Brits and everyone else, we're just here getting on with life in the normal way. But it should be a day to celebrate nonetheless, right? Because you've woken up. It is a gift. I know it's a cliche, but come on. Not everyone woke up today. Not everyone got through yesterday. So you're here. It's your opportunity to live with intention, live fully, give it your best shot. Good morning, Trisha. Happy Tuesday to you. Nice to see you here. I'm live on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And this will be going out on my podcast. It starts with you. I put all of these live episodes on my podcast now. So if you're in the car or you're doing the cleaning or whatever, washing up, making the beds, whatever, you can listen as well. I had someone message me yesterday saying that they were doing the cleaning whilst listening to my podcast. And I really love that shit when people message me that stuff. It's like, yeah, I generally listen to podcasts when I'm in the car. That's my go-to time. So, have you checked in with yourself? It was a full moon last night. Did you see it? I peeked out, but couldn't see it. I felt a bit emotional yesterday, so maybe that was a bit of the old moon energy going on. I don't know. So it's a new moon, full moon, sorry. And I think, any opportunity for us to reset and recalibrate. Good morning, Lorraine. Happy Tuesday to you. And some of the questions that I asked in my Breaking Your Own Limits group and in my Life and Breath community. By the way, did you know you can join my Life and Breath community for £47 a month? You get 2 coaching sessions. So every other week we have a live online coaching session. You get the breathwork session that I do once a month free, which would be £25. You get a community of supporting, loving, caring people. You can go in there daily and share your shit and share your joy and share it all and get support and advice from me as well as the others. And we meet up every quarter as well in person. So yeah, if you want to join that, let me know. If you just go to my website, sam-adams.com/membership, or just, go to the standard website. You'll find it there. I'm trying to find it to put it on the screen. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. What took us so long? Yeah, I'm that old. I always burst into song when you say in a sentence and then it sounds like a song, right? Lorraine says, it was an awesome full moon last night, so full of hope. That's nice that you took that from the full moon. I think it's for me, I did a bit of reflection. And I think, a good tool to do when we get to, we're halfway through the year. Halfway through the fucking year. Did you realize that? What were your goals at the beginning of the year? Are they still your goals now? It's a good time to reset and refocus. So think about that. What happened in the first half of this year? What's gone on that you don't want to carry into the second half? What do you not want to, what's not been serving you? Now's the time to reset that and say, okay, we got 6 months till we get to the end of this year. I'm not bringing that into the second half of the year. Good morning, Claire. Happy Tuesday. So that's something really good to think about. And think about, what do you want to achieve? What are your goals, whether they're personal, they could be relationship goals, work, career, business, whatever. What do you want to achieve by the end of the year? And the second part of that is, are those goals the same as they were at the beginning of the year? It's okay if they're not, right? We're allowed to change our mind and adjust, right? So maybe they aren't. Maybe you journal about that and think about, well, why have my goals changed? What's different? Am I different? Like, mine are slightly different. They're probably more, what's the word? I don't know what the word is, but I've certainly changed. I think last year I sort of let a lot of my dreams die down and settle down because I was just purely focused on my health. And now that my health is it's okay. It's better than it was. So I've got something to be joyful for. And I'm taking the pronoia kind of attitude that all of this is happening for me, and the world is conspiring to make me a better person, a better coach, to live more freely and have more energy. And so therefore my goals and my dreams are back. And I definitely have different ones for the end of the year that I had at the beginning. At the beginning of the year, it was just about, I just want to feel peaceful and calm in my mind and, get back being fit. I still want to get back being fit, and I still want to be peaceful in my mind, but also there's other goals that I've always had around building a big community of helping people live a full life to their potential and have fucking life running through the vein of you, and that you're worthy of whatever it is that you want, that you're deserving, and to love and accept yourself. Love and accept yourself is so crucial, and so many people don't do it, and I didn't do it for a very huge chunk of my life. I put on this mask, and there was often times when I was sad and I tried to put on a brave face. But the thing is, when we do that, when we try and suppress sadness, and pretend to be all happy when we're not happy, you really are. You're denying yourself this kind of opportunity for some self-guidance, some self-directional guidance. Like, get curious about not feeling great. Get curious about feeling unhappy and what's that about. And you can learn to help yourself and support yourself, but also we can't just do this on our own. And so when you're sad, instead of like pretending that it's all the hunky-dory when it's not, when we express our sadness, it gives a signal to other people that we need help, that we need support. So if you don't do that, you're denying those people the opportunity to help you. And people love to freaking help. Like, I love to help people. It makes me feel good. So it's a win-win situation. By expressing how you're feeling, you show the world that you need help and support, and that gives people the opportunity to help and support you. And then you hopefully are going to feel better from that support, and they're going to feel better from having helped you. It is freaking awesome. Morning, says Claire, and with your help, I feel I'm living this right now. Yeah, do you know what? I loved having you in my group, Claire. It was to see the changes that you made, just fucking wicked. I loved it. And I love that you're out there living the life that you want to live and making shit happen, right? And it's transformational stuff, and I love it, and I love what I do. And I loved having you as part of the group. So yeah, thank you for that. Lorraine, what is Lorraine saying? Lorraine's saying a big message from Lorraine. Your message is so important that it needs to reach the masses, and that changes the world one person at a time. So glad that passion to share is alive, and that passion shines brightly, so more are able to see the light. Oh, thank you, Lorraine. Yeah, I am really passionate about this stuff. Yeah, I'm just reading. Somebody said that to me the other day, actually, about my passion. Like, I'm quite childlike. I'm not childish, but I'm childlike. And where is my picture? Here it is. And I often share this picture with you because if you can see that, that's little me. I've written a poem about little me, and I keep it by my desk. It's either sitting on my shelf right here, or it's just in front of me. Today it's in front of me because I had it there yesterday, just looking at little me. And we are all that little child, and we need to remember that and be kind with ourselves and compassionate to ourselves. And I think I listened to the Happy Place podcast yesterday to John O'Lancaster, who's got facial distortion. I don't know how you I forget the name of the condition he's got, but basically he's got no cheekbones. And he was talking about not liking his reflection or who he was. And I had a lot of years like that where I hated having brown skin because I grew up in a white community. I heard a lot of not nice words, and I felt very out of place. And I really didn't like the skin I was in. I hated having curly hair. My hair, like back then in the 70s, it was just like this fro, and it was just horrible. And I just stood out, and I felt uncomfortable. I didn't like looking at myself in the mirror. I used to pray when I went to sleep at night that my skin would be a different color in the morning. I mean, that's how it was for me. But we need to be more childlike, to remember that we have this little child, this little girl, this little boy, this little person inside of you, and you carry that person with you always. So carry that light with you and be more playful. I had such a playful weekend. and it brought me so much joy. And I honestly try and bring a bit of playfulness into every day, whether that's me dancing around the lounge in my pants or whatever I'm doing, riding my one wheel like I'm still 16 years old, even though I'm not. But these things bring me joy. And this is the things that we have to tap into that helps our light shine brighter. And is learning to find what gives us purpose. Now, purpose isn't always about helping the masses and, building some new transport system or whatever. It can be very simple. Maybe your purpose is just you getting through each day, day in, day out, and shining a bit of light for yourself and your family. What if that was your purpose? It doesn't have to be this big, massive thing. Everyone is different. And within all of us, one second. Someone's just asking me about trauma, and trauma is something that I do not deal with. I'm a life coach, not a counselor, and trauma is definitely something that counselors and therapists deal with. When it comes to trauma, the only workplace I touch on it is with breath work, because breath work has been known to really help people with trauma. I have a client now who has therapy, but also comes to me for breath work and coaching, and it kind of is complementary to the therapy and the counseling. So they, and the breath work massively helps release a lot of the trauma and the tears and all of this stuff that gets stuck in our cells and suppressed in our cells, because what goes on mentally affects you physically. I know that to be true. And we're often taught a lot of stuff about mindset and getting in our heads. We forget that the body holds a lot of the score as well. Every cell of your body, all the trillions of cells that you have. And we can't always release all of that through just talking alone. And this is where things like breath work and all of those other amazing healing modalities help. Talking of breath work, there's a breathwork session tonight online at 7:30 p.m. If you go to my Instagram stories, there's a link in there. And if you go to my website, sam-adams.com, breathwork, I think, is at the top. Is it funny? I don't know my way around my own website. I'm trying to find the link. Anyway, if you go to my website, it will be on there. If you go to sam-adams.com/breathwork, that will tell you a little bit about the breathwork. And then you click on the link to click book here, and then you'll get a list of the dates of when breathwork is on. And one of them is tonight at 7:30 p.m. Like I said, Trisha is saying, it's getting that spark. I'm working through that the moment following a grief anniversary. Yeah, it is, like we, I used to talk a lot more about this stuff about having our spark, and I used to call it mojo, and I do still talk about mojo, but mojo is that spark. It's our little flame inside that burns inside of all of us. Whilst we're still breathing, whilst our heart is still going, we've still got this little flame inside of us, this essence of us. And sometimes that burns brighter than other times, and that's normal. We have to accept that. We can't always feel the flame roaring, right? And we have to accept that sometimes we just feel sad and we don't fucking probably know why. Other times we probably know why, and we know we need to lean into that and ask for help and do all of the things that we can do to move through that. But we cannot feel this flame burning all of the time at a high level. It's just impossible. We'd burn out, quite frankly, if we did. But your day-to-day job is to really make sure that flame just keeps flickering. And how we maintain that flame and keep the flame burning at a good level is really all about us and self-acceptance, self-love, self-acceptance, self-care, all of these self things. Like, it might sound selfish to some people, all this self-love stuff, self-care, love, self-worth, but this is the shit that fucking fuels everything else in our life. If you have really low self-esteem, self-worth, you don't accept yourself, all of this stuff impacts your day-to-day life. And it can be extremely challenging to go through life with these kind of feelings. And so that is a lot of the work that I do. We often fight more for our limitations than we do for our aspirations and all of the other things we want. We'll fight tooth and fucking nail to keep ourselves limited. But how much fight are you putting into the things that your aspirations, your goals, your dreams, your desires? It's bonkers that we do that. I was talking to somebody last week. I think it was last week. And they were doing that, like they're keeping themselves stuck, like in the job, in the pay slip, in the security of the job that they don't want to be doing, even though they got this great idea for a business, and they're just fighting for their limitations. They're having this conversation with me, literally fighting for their limitations. Like, why? You're here once. Life is relentless. It doesn't stop for no one or nothing. This universe out there has been here for billions of years, and you're only here for 80 or 90 if you're fucking lucky. And you're fighting for your limitations. And if you want to feel your spark, if you want to feel alive, you have to connect with yourself. No fucker else is going to do it for you. Nothing out there is going to do it for you if you do not connect with you. If you do not know who you are, if you do not learn to accept and get curious about you, your passions, what lights you the frick up. And so many people do that. I had a client a few years ago, and again, we're just fighting, keeping themselves limited. And this person is so creative. You know, they can make things, they can draw things, they can write, they can build things, honestly. And yet they were in this crappy job that they've been stuck in for years, and they fought like shit for those limitations. Now, I'm really pleased to say that person no longer has that job. They fought themselves out and through it. And I see a spark in that person every single day and every time we communicate, because they're doing shit that lights them the fuck up. What lights you up? This shit lights me up. This is why I come here not every morning, but several mornings a week. What are you doing every day that lights you up, that makes you feel like this little child inside is still here and playful and joyful? Do you remember when you were carefree? Do you remember that? Go remember it today. Do you remember when you were carefree? What does that feel like when you're swinging on the swing? The silly little things that you used to do. Do you do any of those things now? Just because you're an adult doesn't mean you can't do those things anymore. Me and the dog went to the field yesterday, and I was playing chase with my puppy, which is not even a puppy, she's 3. It was just so much fun. I just felt joyful. Like, this is how you start to get your spark back. So, and stop fighting for your limitations. Go away today. Like I said, this is the second half of the year. It's just started. Journal on that shit. Don't bring the shit from the first half into the second half. Maybe there's some good shit that you want to bring in. Bring that in. What do you want? What do you need to do in order to achieve the things you want to achieve by the end of the year, without this year, the rest of the second half of this year, passing you by like probably the first half has already done, right? Don't I know that this first half of this year is literally gone, and you're like, shit, we're in the second half of the year. What have I done? What have I achieved? So if you're interested in breaking through your limitations that you're probably fighting for, then come and join the Breaking Your Own Limits group coaching program. I had 8 women who literally all transformed their lives. If you go to the website, sam-adams.com, again, /Feel Alive, FEELALIVE, Feel Alive. I'll try and find the link for it. There it is. We start in September. If you go to that website, there's some testimonials on there from the women that have just done that program, and we basically work through your crap. And the crap is an analogy for confidence and clarity, relationships, awareness, and purpose and passions. That's what we work on, not in that order. We start with self-awareness. We are going to get curious about you, and you are going to get curious about you. That is what that is all about, and it starts in September, and you can pay by installments. Trisha is saying, it really does. I feel so dull and frustrated without self-love. I lack creativity without it. Yeah, exactly. Like, all of these things bring out this spark in us. We all have our own version of this spark, our flame, right? And it's our responsibility to keep it lit and to keep it burning brighter. And if you've got a family and you've got friends and you've got responsibilities, it's your job to keep it burning as bright as possible, right? And the brighter you can burn your flame, the more you put out in the world, the more you will be, and the more greatness you will bring into the world and into your life. So what are you going to do today to keep that spark burning brightly? And I've seen, it honestly hurts me when I see people not burning brightly, that they're almost scared to be themselves. I get that horrible pain in my heart like I sometimes get if someone hurts my kids. It's like, oh, I don't like that. It's not nice. We are all deserving of keeping our flame burning brightly. So that is why I call today's session Lighting Your Spark. So where does it start to light the spark? We've all got a spark, so it's already lit. You know, as long as you're breathing and your heart is beating, you have a spark. But maybe you want to turn the burners up a little bit. And that has to come back to you. That is not out there in some other person and some other thing. And I'm really sorry, because I did that for so long. You know, I run up credit card bills buying shit that I didn't need to help me feel good, to fill lots of big fucking holes within me. And nice cars and wanted the big house and all of these things to fill holes. But those holes had to be healed in some other way. And I've had therapy and I've had coaches, and I continue to do self-development stuff every single day of my life. And it bloody has saved my life. It supports my life, and it brings a spark into my life. But it is all the work of self, which is often the hardest work, which is often why people don't do it and will go and look for other things and other people and other places, because it's so hard to turn the mirror back on ourselves and look within. But I promise you, it is so worth it. It's like the buffalo facing the storm, the only wild animal that will do that. And you're hitting the storm and you're working through the storm, and you come out the storm so much quicker than all those other people that are running from it. They're running from themselves. They're running from their shit. And you have to face it. You have to take responsibility. It starts with you. That's how you start getting the spark back. And if you've been fighting for your limitations, like I said, which you go away and think about it, like, am I fighting for the things that are limiting me? Right? Is your relationship limiting you? Is your job limiting you? Is your business limiting you? All of these things. So maybe something else around your home life, and you're fighting for it. But why are you fighting for it? You're fighting for that comfort, maybe, for that easy. We all want easy. I want easy. Easy's good, right? But is easy where the juice is at? Is easy where the spark gets turned up? You're here once. You get one go around. It's all non-refundable. You can't recycle any of it. So you get one go around. This is why sometimes I send, messages to people, like, to try and have opportunities to do certain things. And I just think, what's the worst that can happen? Like, what's the worst that can happen? Put yourself out there for whatever it is that you want to do. Like I said, it doesn't have to be building rockets or ships, that making the next futuristic piece of transport. It could just be something around your family, your friends, yourself, that you deserve it. And it has to start with the self-love and the self-worth and doing the work of self. So come and join the Breaking Your Own Limits program, helping you work through your crap: confidence, relationships, awareness, and purpose. We start with awareness. Starts in September. Go check it out on my website, sam-adams.com. Tonight is breath work. Come along to that if you want to release some shit, let go of some crap. It is bloody amazing for that. It's very experiential. It's very powerful. So yeah, come along and check that out tonight at 7:30. And I'll see you then. Claire is just saying, oh no, I read that. I'm living this right now. Yeah, I love that. Okay, I will leave you to your Tuesday. Remember, it's a non-refundable day. How are you going to turn the burner up on the spark that burns within you? Let me know what you're going to do. Let me know if you've got any questions. If you're listening to this on the podcast, thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you maybe back tomorrow. I think I'll be back tomorrow. I think there's a really high chance I'll be back tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow for some other wisdom. If you've got anything you want me to talk about, or even if you want to come and do the live with me, let me know, because it's on StreamYard. I can invite you on. So it's great shit. I will see you all here tomorrow morning. Have yourselves a great day.